Pro-Trump groups are banking heavily on the issue of transgender rights in this final stretch of the race. In just the first half of October, the former president and groups supporting him have spent $21 million on these kinds of ads attacking Kamala Harris and the transgender community.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
Hell no, I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to that.
Kamala is for they, them. President Trump is for you.
To talk about all this, joining me is Rodrigo Heng-Lehtinen. He is the executive director of the National Center for Transgender Equality. Rodrigo, appreciate your time this morning. I just want to put that $21 million figure in context here to show just what a priority anti-transgender language has been for this campaign and also for these allied outside groups. They spent a total of $66 million on broadcast TV ads in the month of October. So a third of that money, $21 million, is going to ads about LGBTQ rights. Why do you think the Trump campaign is targeting the transgender community when polls have shown that it's not really a top issue for voters right now?
Well, thank you so much for having me. And you are exactly right that this is really not a top issue for voters. But I think the reason that Trump is doing this, it is because it is part of his playbook of playing division and chaos to distract from the fact that he doesn't really have a plan. You know, Trump over and over again has targeted minority groups and has really gone after small minorities to try to make people in the American public fearful. It is a divide and conquer strategy. He's done this not only against transgender Americans and our families, but also against immigrants like we saw in Springfield. This is what Trump does. He sows division. He tries to make Americans fearful of each other so that he can gain his own power. It's selfish and it's a disservice to the American people.
You have an interesting story about coming out as transgender within your own family. You come from a Republican family. Your mother, Ileana Ros-Lehtinen, was a Republican member of Congress for 30 years. Tell me what those conversations sounded like, because you came out and of course there were concerns, as you say, about your mother being reelected.
Yes, I mean, my family are all Republican and they are lifelong conservatives. And then I came out as transgender, and it was a shock to them, just like it is for many people. I was raised as a girl and have now since transitioned to live as the man that I long knew myself to be. And my family did not see this coming, you know, which is the case for a lot of parents. Thankfully, they stood by me. They may not have really understood what it meant to be transgender yet, but they knew that family is family and parents don't abandon their children. So I'm very grateful to have my family support. But once they accepted me, then there was the question of, what about the voters? As you said, my mom was a Republican member of Congress representing a Republican district. And we didn't know what was going to happen. And thankfully, the voters did reelect her, and not only reelected her, but did so by wide margins in a Republican district. So what I think that shows is that even though trans people were such a small population, so a lot of people don't really understand us yet, when they do get to know their transgender neighbors, they come around and they realize we are just people trying to get to work in the morning like anyone else.
Have you, or your friends in the trans community, have you felt the impacts of these ads that have been playing, many of them in these battleground states?
Definitely. You know, whenever ads like this run, they foster an environment of hostility, and they make a lot of families of transgender people worry about discrimination and harassment. But what we've also seen is that every time MAGA extremists have tried to run ads like this, it has backfired. You know, this is not the first time it's happened. MAGA extremists ran anti-transgender ads to try to defeat Governor Roy Cooper in North Carolina. and it failed. He won re-election. They also tried it in Kentucky against Governor Andy Beshear, and it failed. He won re-election. And lastly, they tried it in Virginia in multiple districts in the state assembly and state senate. And not only did they fail, but actually the voters ended up electing a record number, double the number of out LGBT delegates, and even elected Virginia's very first openly trans state senator. So even though MAGA extremists may be trying this to score political points at other people's expense, it doesn't actually work.
Well, and I'm glad to hear that a little bit more awareness is creating more acceptance as well in your community. Rodrigo Heng-Lehtinen, really appreciate sharing your story. Thank you.
Thank you so much.